shovels. They've been around for hundreds, if not thousands of years, and they've helped to build society as we know it. So, can they be improved upon? Let's give it a shot. Now, whenever you go to use a shovel, you dig some dirt, you lean way over, you pull it up, you give it a toss, thus putting a lot of strain on your back. And that's when I discovered this first upgrade. This is called the Back Easy. It's supposed to strap right onto your shovel or just about any other garden tool and just tighten down easily and give you a nice second handle. So let's give it a shot. And looking a little closer, I noticed it comes with its own Allen wrench, so you don't need any tools to attach this. Now I've loosened up the screws as far as they go without actually coming out, so let's see if it'll slide over. Awesome, that slides right on with a little extra room just in case it needs it. Alright, first thing I noticed is I'm not leaning over nearly as far as I was. I'm still leaning a little bit, but not bad. And man, that does give me a lot of leverage. I really didn't think it would give me that much, but that's kind of impressive. And with the ability to slide this further down or further up, depending on your height or your length of your arms, that gives us a lot of maneuverability. Now on the downside, it is plastic, so it's not going to last a lifetime, and if it gets crushed by something, there's a good chance it probably will break. But I only paid $10. And just in case you like this product or any of the others you see in this video, I'm going to put a link to them in the description, so make sure you check them out. So, let's move on to number 2. After finding that first handle, I was wondering, is there actually an attachment that will allow you to keep your back perfectly straight? That's when I found this. This is called the heft. In fact, it is written right there. And it's supposed to slide right on your shovel and make it even easier on your back. Instead of using screws to attach, it's supposed to slide right over your shovel and just snap right on. So let's try it right here. Slide it over the shovel, and this is supposed to just snap right in position. Now I've noticed that the rubber inserts here are slowing it down a little bit. Let's see what I can do. Alright, I figured out the trick. If you pick it up and you kind of wiggle this back and forth, once it's in place, it lines it up much nicer. Now after looking back at the instructions, yes, a guy who actually looks at instructions, well, sometimes, and I found out that this is supposed to fit a variety of tools, so it's kind of a one size fits all, so it may not fit every tool exactly, but overall it should be a pretty good setup. And now for the moment of truth. Oh, that shovel's all the way in the ground. Notice my back is perfectly straight, and I still have some more room left with this arm. Oh, that's awesome. I think I'm gonna like this. And just like the first handle, this is made entirely out of plastic, so I don't know how long it'll last, but in the short term, I think it'll be very useful. Oh, and this costs right about $20. Moving on to number 3. Whenever you try to dig with a shovel, you'll know the spot where you stick your foot where you can get a lot of leverage, well, it's not very big. And if you use one of these a lot, your foot can really start to hurt. This is called the Shovelmate. It's supposed to sit right on the top of your shovel so you have a lot larger surface to put your foot on. So let's go try it out. For this setup, we do need a screwdriver because we're supposed to retract this screw so we can slide it over the handle. It sits nice and flat, right there. And once you get that screwed in, it kind of binds itself between the back of the shovel and the front of the shovel here, keeping it in place. And now for the moment of truth. Oh yeah. That's a nice big spot to put my foot. I don't feel that edge at all. I think you'll like that. Now I did notice that because of the large backing here, it won't allow you to put the shovel all the way to the ground. But I think that's low enough for most of your uses. One other thing I noticed, that even though this might look almost like metal, it's not. It's like a heavy duty plastic. Definitely much more heavy duty than the handles we saw earlier. So I don't know exactly how long it'll last, but hopefully it'll have a good long life. When I purchased these, it actually came in a 2-pack for about $20. Also, it is made in the USA. For number 4, I wanted an easier way to store my shovel, especially when I'm traveling, so I bought this. These are a couple little clamps that are great for maybe your truck or trailer or just any of your overlanding gear. Once you have it in place, it has a little stopper there, and then it'll allow you to clamp whatever you're using, whether it's a shovel or any of your other gear, and hold it securely in place. So let's test this out. Now here's a small little shovel in case you're going off-roading or anything like that. We'll put it in position on the clamps. We're going to put the first one over. Now it is snug, but it fits. Clamp that down. Let's put the second one in place. Well, that was a little bit easier. Well, let Let me show you this too. If you notice, this is thicker than this, so this has the ability to stretch and go over any size, making it real versatile on whatever you want to put in here. Now let's test this out. That is on there real secure, and even this one, even though it's smaller, it's on there secure as well. So those are some good clamps. So whether you need these in your shop or on your vehicle, I think you'll get good use out of them. Oh, and they are made out of metal, and I got 2 of these for about $10. Jumping to number 5, let's look at the handle of your shovel. A lot of times they're just plain wood and they're slick and doesn't have much grip. But on some of the more expensive ones, you'll find a nice rubber grip up here. Well, if you already have a shovel, there's no point in buying another one. How about we just upgrade? Wow, that's hard to get open. This is cloth tape, commonly found in baseball bats or other sporting gear. It's supposed to provide a non-slip grip and be ultra durable. So let's attach a little bit to our handle and see how well it does. Now it does take a little bit of practice to get this on there nice and straight and angled the way you want it, so be prepared for that. So let's test this out. I'm going to hold it gently with this hand, and I'm going to grip this side really tight with my hand. Oh my goodness. I cannot keep this hand from spinning, but I don't have much strength or much effort on this side, and it's easily twisting it, so that provides a ton of grip. Now the grip on this handle reminds me a lot of when I used to play baseball and I was grabbing those baseball bats. Those bats didn't slip out of my hands easily, and I don't think this will either, so definitely get you some of that. And this tape only cost about $7, and as you can see, you can do a bunch of shovels with it. For number 6, let's look at the edge of your shovel here. Over time, this is going to get nicked up and scarred up and dented and rounded over, thus making it a little bit harder to use. That's when this might come in handy. This is an all-in-one sharpener with 1, 2, 3, 4 locations to sharpen your tools, and it should be a great way to get a straight edge back on your shovel. And after scraping it just a few times, you can see all these metal flakes that have already come off. And looking at the edge, it's not perfect, but it's much nicer than it was. But this is so much more than just for a shovel. This can be used for your shears, for your mower blades, hand knives, or just about everything else that needs an edge when you're working out in the yard. Now in the process of looking up these shovel upgrades, I actually came across several new shovel designs that I'd never seen before. And after asking some friends, they had never seen these before. And some of these are really cool, so let me show you. This is considered the easy shovel from the Perfect Garden tool system. It allows you to put your foot directly over the shovel when you're trying to press down instead of on one side or the other. And this wide handle is supposed to allow you to have a nice wide grip on it just in case you need to turn your shovel in the dirt. Now it's my understanding that this is directed to those that maybe aren't very strong, or you just don't have the ability to wield a normal shovel in, say, hard or really compacted dirt. This should be able to give you a little bit more leverage and just hopefully be able to let you dig a little bit easier. Let's do a quick little test here. I am 5'11", and this comes just above my waist. So if I put my foot on it, that is a nice firm grip. My foot's not slipping back and forth, so that's good. I do like how it is centered. It's not trying to teeter back and forth or side to side. And it has a good little twist. Ooh, that's definitely some good twisting power, so that can come in handy. And I almost forgot to mention that there's a nice rubber grip all the way around this handle to make it nice and sturdy. Overall, this is a really unique shovel, and it only cost me $24 at Home Depot. Actually, it was at the Home Depot website, and that was the only place I could really find it. So if you're interested, you may want to jump on there and buy one. Now, $24, that's not much more than your average shovel, so if you want something unique, go out and grab this one. Moving on. I hear a lot of complaints when people are digging about roots. They keep hitting roots. Can't there be a shovel that just will cut through roots? Yes, there is. Now this is the Root Slayer by a company called Radius. And Root Slayer, I mean, that's just a cool name as is. Looking down here at the shovel end, you'll notice there's still several layers of plastic, even though I took the outer layer off. Because it's my understanding that both sides of this is like a serrated edge knife. So let's take this little protective cover off and see exactly what it looks like. Oh yeah, it is kind of serrated. It's not nearly as sharp as you would see on a knife, but these do come to a point and they're relatively sharp. But overall, I can see how that could really cut through some roots. At the other end, it has this oddly shaped but cool looking round handle. Now it is rubberized, and just playing with it like this, I do like the ability to kind of have my hand anywhere on it and still have full control of the shovel. So cool design. And with a quick little test, it comes to about the same height as the previous shovel. And that should work nicely. So if you're trying to cut through roots or maybe even just trying to dig a trench, this should be a great shovel for you. Now I do have to warn you, it is not cheap. This costs $60, which is a lot higher than most shovels out there. But if you need it, it'll definitely come in handy. Jumping to the next one, wouldn't it be really cool to have a compact shovel in your vehicle just in case you get stuck in snow, sand, or something else? And I have that right here for you. This shovel comes as two separate pieces, one that slides over the end here and you can screw it in place. Now that of course will add some length to it, especially if you're trying to keep this compact. So you could always leave this separate and the 4 screws in the bag with it and just tape it to it. In case you ever need it, it's still somewhat compact. Now once you have it in place, it can extend out to 40 inches, which will give you a lot of length. The shovel end itself will actually fold out and give you that extra length, but it can fold back to, of course, keep it much more compact. To get it to fold back in, you just pull back on this lever, and there you go. Now keep in mind, this is lightweight. I mean, it's pretty lightweight, and it's designed for light duty. So if you're shoveling snow or some light sand, you're not supposed to go out and try and dig a bunch of dirt with this. It is not designed for that. And in case you're wondering, it comes right about to my waist. So if you live in an area that gets a lot of snow or maybe has a lot of sand, I'd consider getting one of these. And it cost me $18. Now if you like to go to the beach, whether it's looking for shells or maybe even metal detecting, this next one's for you. This is a sand sifting shovel, and if you look real close, it is still really dirty because I just recently took this to the beach myself. Now it has this small handle on top here so you can get close proximity, and it has this 3-piece long handle so that you can have a really long extension. After using this, I discovered you either want to use this in completely dry sand or have water nearby. For example, if you're higher up on the beach, this can sift out the sand relatively easily. But if you're down at the water's edge, you need to scoop some sand and then actually stick it in the water and sift it, and that'll help it drain through. But something that's kind of in between, it's a wet sand but you don't have any water to sift, it doesn't do all that great. So try and do one or the other. In comparison to the other shovels, the top of this comes to right about my chest. Now keep in mind that'll allow you to get down nice and deep into a hole if that's what you need, or in my case, as I was walking along, I use this as a walking stick for most of my trip. Now if you look real close, you'll notice here, and a little around here, there's a little bit of surface rust happening, but that's my fault. I had this in salt water for several hours a day for several days and failed to rinse all that salt off of here before putting it in storage. Now if you're interested in this sand sifting shovel, it cost me about $35. But keep in mind, if you're gonna buy one and use it at the beach, wash that salt off, or guess what? It's gonna rust just the same. Now if you have a bunch of potted plants around the house and you try and shovel a little bit here and shovel a little bit there, it can be a little bit of a challenge. So this next one's for you. This is the Tidy Pots Scoop and Fill. It's a handheld shovel that'll allow you to scoop stuff and use it really easily. If you've ever tried to take some potting soil out of a bag and put it into a pot with a normal shovel, in my case it goes everywhere. That's where this comes in handy. You can scoop out how little or how much you want and carefully keep control and pour it in. Now this is a very simple tool, and if you're interested, it only cost me $5 at my local Home Depot. And there you have it, a bunch of cool ways to upgrade your shovel just in case you want to get out in your yard and have fun digging. Now if you could think of any other great ways to upgrade a shovel, please list those in the comments. I'd love to hear about it, and you're going to help out a bunch of other people. Otherwise, well, in this case, get out and have fun digging.